And what better way to end this show? This is the last day of the show on day 3. But Bob Caniglia from Blackmagic Design.
Hello. Hey, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing this. This is fantastic. I'm very excited about this, to go over and talk and have you kind of walk through the booth and talk about some of the solutions. You guys have some recent updates during NAB, as well as here at the show, discussing around the cameras and a variety of different technologies that you guys have introduced here over the past several months.
Yeah, so we're over here in the camera section, and we have our new 17K camera, so 65 millimeter, so shooting IMAX. You know, obviously 17K seems like a lot of data, which it is, but the idea that you can shoot for LED walls and VFX and things like that. We had the Cinema Ursa Cinema 12K last year. It's here now. At NAB, we introduced the Pyxis 12K, which is based on our Pyxis model that we introduced the year before in 6K. Now we have a 12K model that's coming out soon. The Pyxis monitors, which are working on the Pyxis cameras there, they actually are touchscreen, so you're able to get into the menu structure with them. We even updated the software to be able to control the Micro Studio G2s with that Pyxis monitor, which is awesome. Wow. Yeah, and we actually showed a beta of our Cinema 6K camera, which is a full frame camera just like the rest of them here, but with autofocus. So now we have an autofocus feature in there that we're in beta now, and it'll move its way up the camera line as we get out of beta. But just another example of us, you know, sort of trying to upgrade existing cameras for everybody. DaVinci Resolve 20 is out now, and that has all kinds of new AI tools in the audio and editing and things like that.
Sure.
So always continuing to sort of raise up the bar of our cameras, but also the ecosystem with Blackmagic Raw. And then one of our newest things is our immersive camera that we just started to launch, and it shoots dual 8K. So for this immersive experience with the fixed lenses on the front, 210 degrees in each eye, 8K in each eye, and we're showing it here on the stand with the Apple Vision Pro, so people can see content as we're shooting it, which has been really cool to be able to show that to everybody.
That's been, which is kind of you know, you guys have kind of brought this out. I know several of my peers in the industry were very, very, very excited when you guys made that announcement. So we're all very with a lot of energy and excitement in terms of everything that where you guys are kind of going with that technology. And again, creating another level of experience from a digital perspective for immersive experience for people watching online.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there'll be other uses of it besides just the Apple Vision Pro, but this is where we're started. We're working with them to get that content, because at the end of the day, without the content, you know, what good is it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the images that we've been able to see are just amazing, and then once they're into the hands of creators, we're going to be really getting some really cool images that you just don't get in a traditional flat environment.
Right, and I think that's kind of the exciting part of the industry right now, you know, obviously with the NAB and here and other events, but just from a technology and just the overall experience, and a lot of content creators out there, as you're hitting on, a lot of independent studios that are kind of now can leverage this, right, and really kind of explore new avenues, to your point, right, and doing that. So I think it's an exciting time to kind of see how this is coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the interest that we get from other areas that we wouldn't normally, you know, have that, but you know, but Blackmagic is so democratized that we get every type of user, right? So from the highest end DP down to just kids in college or high school, because they can buy the cameras, they can learn Resolve, they can get going. So it's very cool to see that you know, because sometimes like on the end of trade shows, you get the kids come on the booth, it's like they're customers, they already own some of these things.
Which is kind of like, you kind of go like, really? It's like, you know, then he's like, yeah, no, really, it actually is, right?
It is funny to me, because I've been in this industry so long that there were days, oh, the kids are here, great, they're going to play around, we'll see them in 20 years when they get a job. But now it's like, oh no, that guy owns the camera, he owns an ATEM, he uses that at the church, all those things, and that's just a weird change in the business, so you have to react differently. And oftentimes they'll come and go, look, did you know what to do this? And it's like, wow, okay.
No, that's like, So in terms of the camera and the cinema line of products, and then we kind of covered on the new Immersive more experience from that perspective. In addition, here at InfoComm this week, have you been also discussing other areas of the technology that you guys are working on?
Yeah, absolutely. So SMPTE 2110 is something that we started to delve into last year, and now we have some more products.
Sure.
We basically trying to bring SMPTE 2110 products to traditional AV people, right? So, when I think of it, I got a couple of the boxes, and I tried to figure it out myself, and I thought, if I can figure this out myself as just a video guy, then that's exactly what we're trying to do. I don't want to be an IT genius. I just want to be able to plug these into there. I want to put SDI into one part. I get 10 gig Ethernet out of there. I plug it into another one, and then I get video out the other end, and I'm like, that's the way it's supposed to work. And you select it, and so we made a router. It's got 16 10 gig ports, 2 100 gig ports on it, so you can, but it looks like one of our video routers. All the connections are in the back, and there's a monitor and buttons in the front to route the sources, which is not a traditional Ethernet router, but it's the one that we decided that we needed to show this business, because if you're only trying to do a little bit of this now, this is a great way to get it. Because, like, for instance, in a house of worship, they need to hit the crying room. Well, they're doing everything traditional, but then they need to send it down 10 gig on the network to get it to another room, back to HDMI to a monitor. So those are the kind of products that we have, and we have we even rolled out a new DeckLink card that's, you can put 100 gig, right? So 100 gigs are 8 lanes. That so it's a lot of power to merge more of this video over IP, but also have that traditional base that we're known for SDI and HDMI and things.
And I think that's an important element you kind of hit on, because I think here at the show at InfoComm has been a lot of conversations about creating ease of use, reducing the complexity in terms of the technology stack, but a lot of other areas, and that's something Blackmagic from a company historically has really worked on, not in terms from an economics perspective, but from a how to integrate, how to get to use it, get it going and ready to go.
And that's true. And I mean, one of the great examples of that is our camera app. So there's an app for your cell phone on iOS or Android. You download that. It turns your cell phone into a Blackmagic camera. It connects through our cloud service. You can use it, and the menu structure is the same as the menu structure on all these cameras. So if you already know how to use one of our cameras, you know how to use that app. If you learn the app, you know how to use one of our cameras. So it really is just another example of our ways of getting people started, and between the free version of Resolve and the free camera app, we now put you in business.
No, you really do, and for a testimonial for everybody online watching and seeing this and watch the archive, I've used it, both for capturing, and I think the interesting part about it is the integration with where you're hitting on from uploading the content into the Blackmagic cloud in terms of storage, but also we're seeing too in terms of other productions where you see editors, people to get access to that content quickly, whether it's during live or afterwards from the post-production, have that real-time, some way of getting them the content where they can quickly get to work and doing that. I think it's been a terrific avenue that Blackmagic has gone down to, again, offer another way of, just to your point, ease of use and more openness in terms of helping how to get the information from one point to another.
Well, yeah, and the actual movement of files through that in real time started with the camera app, and now it's into the cameras. So it was like we beta tested ourselves. But the idea then is, if everybody is using the same workflow with the same interfacing, then when a new camera comes on or a new piece of it, it's not like, oh, now we have to start over and learn again. So that's been very good about that. It's the same with our HM switchers. The software that we use from the 4 input all the way up to the 80 input switcher is the same. So once you learn it, you understand it, and it's the same. And when we first came out with the 4 input HM Mini a few years ago, guys came up and they're like, well, what is this? And is it, did we change it all? No, it's the same software. So you know how to use it.
And I think that's key for a lot of it, because I think another element of here at InfoComm, especially, but other shows, is the education component of people getting educated and knowing how to get on board quickly, and especially to your point, whether it's a church or education or another area of the market where the individual themselves are maybe they're just in an area of whether they're a volunteer or other, that their skill set may not always, and so helping them get up to speed. You guys have done a great job, and making it, to your point, with the cameras or the ATEM switchers or anything along those lines has been fantastic to kind of help people just bring that kind of like anxiety down sometimes, if you will, right? Like how do I work this?
Well, that's the thing. You want to empower the creativity and not have all these hurdles. And I think our community of Blackmagic users has been very good about sharing things. I mean, when I started in this business, nobody shared anything with you, but now you can learn anything you want. You know, you Google it and you'll find it. So that part is very cool, and so you see people grow through that.
So here at the show, is there been anything that you guys have been highlighting, or themes or takeaway notes that you have? I think part of the shows that we've done this week is what have kind of been the highlights for everybody here, right? Or is there things that stood out for you here at InfoComm as opposed to, just the conversations and the customers that come through here that you guys work with?
We get a lot of guys that do live productions in various ways. One of the newest things that we launched was the ability to record 4K images at a time, 4 streams at a time with our HyperDeck 8K. So you bring in 4 and you can record for them. You can record them to our cloud storage. So that was new to a lot of people, and they came in. They're like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's something new. Now I could do 16 in 3 rec units. I mean 8 channels in 3 rec units." Like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So that was kind of cool to see. When you get to show somebody something they haven't seen before, they're like, "Oh, we know all this," and I'm like, "Oh, did you know this?" They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So
it's the aha moment. Like, well, I didn't know you guys were doing that. like, okay, maybe we should go back and take a look at this again, right?
That's exactly right. So that's been fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Always.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This has been fantastic.